Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're in B2B marketing or sales, you already know the grind. We've all been there treating lead generation like this exhausting volume game, just desperately trying to cram as many names into a database as humanly possible. But today, we're unpacking a framework from Reach Marketing called Marketing AI Plus. We're going to see exactly how to transform that chaotic numbers game into a highly predictable revenue engine. All right, here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with part one, when leads go nowhere. Then we'll meet Marketing AI Plus, before doing a side-by-side of traditional leads versus AI. After that, we'll break down the exact mechanics in the 6-step conversion process. And finally, wrap it all up with focusing on revenue outcomes. Let's jump right in. Part 1. When leads go nowhere. To really frame this issue, I want you to ask yourself a super simple question. What actually happens after a prospect raises their hand? You know the drill. Someone clicks your ad, maybe they download your shiny new white paper, and then what? For way too many teams, it's just crickets.
Yeah, the frustrating reality is that most lead generation just stops right there. Think of the modern sales process like a relay race, right? Traditional lead gen fires the starting gun, gets the prospect to step onto the track, and then they literally just drop the baton and walk away.
And honestly, this creates the classic leaky funnel. Prospects show that initial spark of interest, absolutely. But because the marketing program utterly fails to continue the conversation, those prime target accounts just go freezing cold. And leaving interested prospects stranded, well, that isn't just a lost sale. That is your hard-earned marketing budget literally going down the drain. Which brings us to part 2. Meet Marketing AI Plus. So what are we actually dealing with here? By definition, Marketing AI Plus is an AI-powered prospect nurturing program. It combines multi-channel outreach, nurture automation, behavioral engagement, and conversion-focused follow-up to move prospects towards sales-ready action. Now notice how comprehensive that is. This isn't just some basic list-building tool. It's a fully orchestrated system designed to keep the conversation flowing naturally.
What makes this so fascinating is how these advanced features actually talk to each other. We aren't just blasting out emails and crossing our fingers anymore. We're talking about real behavioral segmentation, treating people differently based on how they actually act. It uses dynamic workflows and intent-based scoring so your follow-ups are incredibly relevant.
Moving into section 3, traditional leads versus AI. Let's actually put them head to head. Traditional lead gen, it gives you one-time outreach, incredibly basic delivery, and limited follow-up. It's totally volume-focused and heavily dependent on your human sales team doing all the heavy lifting. Marketing AI Plus, on the flip side, replaces all of that with persistent AI-guided engagement. It shifts the entire model from how many leads did we get to how much revenue are we driving. To distill all of that down into one golden rule, traditional focuses on activity, Marketing AI Plus focuses on outcomes. It is absolutely not about the vanity metric of how many emails you blasted out today. It is entirely about accelerating your pipeline. Okay, let's get into the mechanics in section 4, the 6-step conversion process. Here is the exact framework under the hood: identify, launch, stimulate, monitor, nurture, and deliver. This is the step-by-step playbook that takes a completely cold, unaware target account and meticulously warms them up into a genuine, ready-to-close opportunity. Kicking things off with steps 1 and 2, identification and launching. First, you identify prime prospects. And I don't just mean by job title. You're looking for actual verifiable buying intent. Then you launch your multi-channel outreach. You hit them with coordinated touchpoints across email, display networks, and content so your message is always present, always in motion. Now, step 3 is where a lot of legacy systems completely drop the ball. Stimulate. You literally have to drive active engagement. The system uses nurture sequences to encourage a response and get prospects actually consuming your content. You're building a meaningful dialogue automatically without forcing your busy sales team to sit there manually poking and prodding them. Then we reach the real heavy lifting, steps 4 and 5, monitoring and nurturing. The AI engine actively monitors behavioral intent signals, tracking their engagement so it knows the exact moment a purchase becomes likely. Because of that real-time data, prospects are kept in intelligent, dynamic workflows. They only move forward when they actually show intent to buy. And finally, step 6, deliver. This is the finish line of our relay race. Sales finally receives the baton, but, and this is a massive but, only when the prospect is genuinely ready for a real conversation. The handoff happens securely straight into your CRM, ensuring friction-free follow-up for your reps. Section 5. Focusing on revenue outcomes. 1.1 million. That's a massive number, right? Well, according to the source material, Reach Marketing has generated over 1.1 million top, middle, and bottom funnel leads. That sheer volume is solid proof that this behavioral full funnel methodology isn't just some marketing theory whiteboarded in a meeting. It is a deeply tested, highly effective engine. And the social proof really backs this up. Just look at this. The senior VP of marketing at National Pen notes that these targeted strategies consistently deliver high-quality leads. It proves that when you stop obsessing over raw volume and start focusing on intent and persistent nurturing, the actual quality of your pipeline physically increases. Even massive global players like Bloomberg use this exact playbook. Their global marketing team reported a notable rise in qualified leads. Think about that. When the heavy-hitting financial leaders want to stop wasting time on cold outreach, this is the exact methodology they deploy. So what's the ultimate bottom line for you and your team? Well, it's pretty clear. Persistent engagement leads to much higher conversion rates. Your sales team's workload drops dramatically because they aren't out there chasing ghosts anymore. And ultimately, your pipeline velocity gets way faster because the AI is constantly team up ready to buy prospects. Which leaves us with one final very important question. Are you ready to accelerate your pipeline? Seriously, if you want to stop generating leads that go absolutely nowhere, it might just be time to rethink the whole relay race. Stop dropping the baton and start building a smarter revenue engine. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this deep dive gave you some powerful, fresh ways to look at your own funnel.